here with Brian Starkley. Did I pronounce that right?
No. Okay, it's Brian Brain Starkey.
Brian Brain Starkley.
Oh my. No, see, now you combine my meme name with my actual name.
It's just Brian. One time he introduced himself as just Brian, and now he wants to do this on me. It's like a bad relationship.
You make it sound like I'm the mean one here. I hope you all see what I have to deal with on this desk with Joshua Feek's quest.
I am totally innocent. But what's not innocent is this game. We are in a best of 3 now in the semifinals between Robert Morris University and Columbia College. How about that one, just Brian?
Oh, it's great, just Joshua. I'm going to start using your full name now.
My full name is Joshua Fekes Quest.
It's your middle name is not Fekes. Is your middle name actually Fekes, though?
Yeah, you don't know anything, do you?
All right, just get memed on in front of all these people.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right, so we do have everyone from the side of Robert Morris University in lobby now. We'll be getting back in just a moment. You may see on the screen Lobo LF pack that is actually Columbia College's Wolf. It's a glitch. That's something with the client. No worries about that one. Just know that is Columbia College's team that has been playing all day.
But yeah, the same players we've been seeing all day.
Exactly. Yeah. Which there are subs. We do have subs here in the So I mean, some subs are, they're viable if they wanted to. But this time it's not a sub. It is Wolf.
Yeah. I actually think the University of Kansas, they have several subs for their team, if I remember correctly, actually. They have quite a few. University of Kansas has quite a few players on their team.
Yeah, Paul Su being one of them. And he's, like you said, he shows up quite a bit during their games.
He does. And he's actually only a freshman. If you look at your little handy pamphlet, they do have the years. University of Kansas is a very, very young team. So even though they got eliminated early, they have a lot of time to develop within this scene and on the ULOL and CSL stage.
At least 2 more years, unless most of them flunk out. Well, not flunk out, but don't get past sophomore or junior.
Right.
But they have at least 2 more years of cohesion to work with.
That's right.
But that was then, and that will be another time, a year from now at least for another cohesion. Because again, right now we're looking at Robert Morris University versus Columbia College. And Columbia College, they got put into the lower bracket early on by Maryville, and they are looking to get some retribution here and try to get back into the finals to take on Maryville, who just beat Grand Valley State University. So this is all or nothing for Columbia College right now.
It is. It really is. And Columbia College had an excellent last set before this game against, I believe. I'm trying to remember. They had an excellent last set against Ohio State University.
Yeah,
Ohio State did give them a little bit of a run for their money, but they rallied super well and pulled right through. And this is great because they are playing for their home crowd here at Columbia, and so seeing them get to the finals would be amazing.
Yeah, and if you can probably tell, especially if you go back and watch that OSU game, you can tell that Columbia College is the hometown favorites here. The crowd is here. A lot of them, obviously from Columbia, here for them. Anytime they make a great play, you hear clapping, you hear applause.
Yep.
It's pretty awesome, and I want to say like a lot of that was really helping them out, at least for a moral boost. But it helped them out quite a bit against OSU. We'll see if it can be replicated here against Robert Morris University.
And so I'm actually going to run through these bans really fast because some of them are very important to touch on.
Yes.
Renekton being banned out against West Coast Carry, extremely important ban. Jace being banned out, he's very strong. Lulu, Cass, Vladimir, also very, very strong. We saw By Pinks play that Vladimir. Talia getting banned out against Hollywood. And with that, we have some very, very fast picks coming in. I thought I went through the bans fast, but they picked faster than I could talk.
Yeah.
Malzahar being picked up in that support role for Evan RL, Ash, and Varus being picked up for Misty Toast and RJ. So we might see a Varus in the mid lane, or we might see some of that Ash support that we saw out of Kansas University of Kansas.
Yeah, well, I was going to say we actually saw that earlier, and that's actually going to be a huge bot lane if they can make that work. I don't believe it was with a Varus early on, but it was. I think it was a Lucian.
It was Lucian and Ash. And
Yeah,
that was
Lucian and Ash. these two actually have a pretty decent synergy on their ultimates. Level 6, you can lock somebody down instantly, initiate with the Ash and Chant of Crystalline Arrow, and then have Varus follow up with the Chains of Corruptions, and that's a total lockdown. And they're going to throw a third marksman into the jungle now for on the side of Columbia College. So there is a lot of just like damage over time, or what is it called? Is it damage over time?
Like sustained damage?
Sustained damage. Thank you, just Brian. Sustained damage on the side of Columbia College. And of course, we do have an Orianna in the mid lane. Nothing too out of the ordinary there. Now on the other side, Robert Morris University has been first picking Malzahar almost the entire series.
Yeah, and we have seen a lot of Malzahar come out. We saw Malzahar once in that last game between Grand Valley State and Maryville, and then it actually got banned out the second game because it was just so effective and it caused Maryville enough problems where they're like, yeah, we can't deal with this. Let's get rid of it. And Kassadin, actually, we also saw in that last Maryville game,
yeah.
Cat God played him, and it looks like the cast is going to be locked in by Pinks/Gillette with that Gnar going into the top lane for West Coast carry. Those are two very good champions. Kassadin, actually, you told me, Kassadin did receive some quality of life changes in the way that his Nether Blade works. Basically, there's no like really long delay on when that Nether Blade from activation to landing, right?
Right. Yeah. So sometimes whenever you go to auto attack and you activate it to reset the auto attack, they can actually leap away or flash away, whatever they do, dash away, and it cancels the auto attack. But this time now they allow it to actually go through with the damage now.
Okay.
And they gave him a 0.1 AP ratio buff on his ultimate.
Oh, that's nice.
Quality of life.
An extra 0.1 AP.
Quality of life.
I like it. I like it a lot. Columbia College is taking their time with this last pick. I believe this will be for their top laner, and I feel like there's a lot of discussion that goes into this because what is it you exactly want to do? We will wait a second to see what that is going to be. Maybe it was a substitute pick somewhere in there.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, what they needed was a tank. They did not have one. They needed a strong top laner, someone like a Nautilus or a Malachi. Someone to be a rock for Columbia College. They had a crap ton of damage. They don't have to worry about that. They had a lot of initiation. They don't have to worry about that. They needed a big tank in that top lane.
They did, and that is something that could be filled with that Nautilus. It could be something that's filled with that Maokai. I mean, if they really just wanted to go straight damage, they could run that Rumble like we've seen. Rumble is very popular, and he does do a lot of damage. They can't kill you if they're dead before you.
Oh, and that is something too with their massive initiation, is that they could actually delete somebody off the map if they got the initiation out like they wanted to. And with the Chains of Corruptions being able to spread to the other champions and actually lock them down too, and at least keep the counter engage coming through from Robert Morris University. If they had someone like another damage dealer like a Rumble, they would easily be able to eliminate somebody with the equalizer being thrown right on top of them.
Right, that's true, and that does provide them with a little bit of escape, like you said, a little bit of a safety. So I'm curious to see actually what these changes are, because that will inform us as a way to do some better analysis. And it looks like we are going to go out again. We'll get there soon, I promise.
The champions are still locked in for both teams except for that top laner of Columbia College. So we're going to see that we saw different picks. Saw different bans coming out from Robert Morris University. I don't know if there are rules set on you're supposed to have the exact same bans. That's typical how it is. But regardless, they're going to act as the same bans. And regardless of what happens, the champions were all picked for Robert Morris University for the majority of Columbia College. Unless that Ash was maybe...
it might have been a fill.
A fill?
But that's something that we actually won't find out until we do get into game. But right now it does sound like there were a couple of client crashes that occurred.
Yeah.
So it's hard for them to get into game when they can't even keep the game open.
It could 3v5.
Oh, true. True. I've heard of it.
I have too.
The esports organization that I help take care of at Kennesaw State University in Georgia, we had one of our players couldn't make it, so they let us 4v5.
Nice.
We almost won, but then we didn't, and we lost.
That's usually how that happens when you don't win. Fun fact: I was playing solo queue one time, and 2 people rage quit.
Really?
Yeah,
really?
That's how that went.
How did that go? Did you guys win?
I lost.
Yeah, well, that was okay. Wait, were you playing Fiddlesticks mid?
We were going to. No, I don't lose with Fiddlesticks mid. So we do have Nar being locked in. A Fizz.
Fizz,
So that,
okay.
that may have been a placement holder.
Yeah, it may have been the last pick for Dean too. I'm not sure.
Oh, wait, they had an Orianna locked in.
Did they?
So that might be a top lane Fizz.
Okay, that might have been it. But wait, hang on, I need to see where the Ashe goes.
The Ashe would be support then.
Okay, so it would be the support
If
Ashe.
that's not a placement holder, which we didn't get any word that it was. So that is an Ashe support, and that is a Fizz top lane. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, so I haven't seen Fizz top lane in a long time, but he did actually receive some pretty nice buffs a couple of patches ago. His Triton poke actually did receive a bit of a damage buff, so it does a lot more damage now. And they gave him a slight nerf in that they made his ult a little bit harder to land. The fish is a lot less sticky.
Yeah.
And so that is a little bit of a nerf to Fizz, but they increased the damage on his W, so it's kind of a trade-off. I think the issue here is that how well is he going to be able to play into this mini Gnar, who's going to be able to chuck those boomerangs out a lot and very early on. But at the same time, Fizz is very strong. He does a lot of damage.
And he is going extremely offensive. He has both Ignite and a Teleport. So he has the kill potential in that top lane if he can take advantage of West Coast Carry's Gnar. Now, we've seen West Coast Carry play the Gnar. Not so bad at all. Right? He's actually
not shabby.
Not shabby whatsoever. So we're gonna see. I haven't seen him play into a Fizz though, at least all season. I guess, like we mentioned, Fizz. He used to be a thing in the top lane. He used to be a thing jungle. He used to be a thing mid because they had a tank Fizz meta one time, and that's no good for anybody.
It's very interesting. I'm curious to see how this works out because they have no tank.
No. Unless that's tank Fizz.
So it could be tank Fizz, but you are so aggressive with that summoner spell.
That's very good. Yeah, very good point.
That makes it a very, very aggressive Fizz in the top lane and a tank.
What?
I mean, like you said, it is possible to tank Fizz, but that would be so hard to play again.
But what I was also talking about is that they can possibly just lock somebody down with a Varus and the Ashe and then burst them down. Fizz can get that job done. You lock one person down, that person's going to die if Misty Toast can get on them.
That's true. I think the interesting thing, I believe you mentioned this earlier about the RMU composition, is that they have a lot of sustained damage.
Yeah.
And that is not what the side of CC really has, right? Like, Fizz is very bursty. He wants to take out a target. Graves, once his stuff's on cooldown, he's an easy target to take care of aside from his auto attacks. Orianna, very reliant on her cooldowns, as well as Varus and Ashe. But at the same time, if they can peel off those fights far enough away, because a lot of them have enough range, and you're able to use the shockwave to disengage from some of what RMU is trying to do, you actually might be able to prolong these fights long enough where you can actually keep up your bursts sustained, because Fizz's cooldowns do end up being low enough at a certain point where you can do them several times in one fight, but it does take some time to scale to that. And so how fast can RMU scale before Fizz scales to that point, I think is the real question for me right now.
Yeah. I mean, and let's also talk about this too. So we're talking about the Fizz quite a bit as well. Let's talk about Olaf in the jungle over on the side of Robert Morris University.
Right.
Still, one again that we don't really see him. It's been Gragas, Elise, Lee Sin,
Rengar.
Rengar, Kha'Zix here and there.
Yeah.
But Olaf, I mean, he's never been a bad jungler.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been seen, and that's just just one of those little wild cards. And with his Ragnarok, he can actually take the full force of all of Columbia College's initiation and completely get away clean.
Yeah, and he could actually break out of it too if he activates Ragnarok as well.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah.
I mean, like, even if you catch him, you may not actually catch him because he's an angry Viking.
Yeah, that's that's a very good point. You don't catch angry Vikings. In fact, they usually run at you and put an axe into your face.
Right.
And
Exactly.
that's what he does.
It actually is what he does because he has Undertow. He just chucks it at you like,
Yeah.
surprise. Here's an axe in your face.
I don't know why they call it Undertow, because he's going to throw it right through you. He like throws it through you, and then it creates like a little splash.
Yeah.
You. It was like,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. Riot's naming mechanisms for their skills is curious to me.
I don't know. Axe toss.
Yeah.
No, that's kind of lame though. Undertow actually does sound kind of cool.
Yeah, Undertow is cool.
Fair enough. But we are getting into game here. The loading screens have been incredibly short, so I don't suspect this will take too long for us to get into game. And the crowd is gathering here. Like I said, this is Columbia College. They are the hometown favorites.
Yeah.
So, this means that
This is good.
yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of cheering if whenever
I love cheering.
Columbia. Well, we're not going to cheer.
Right. Well, but I mean, I love hearing other people cheer. It's
Yeah.
it's like very exciting. It's like it's good for us when people cheer because I feed off of the crowd. And so when people
Yeah.
get excited, I get excited, and then sometimes I get too excited.
I too love hearing joy. But we are into game right now, and already some items being bought, all the items actually, and
Yep.
by Pinks, Gillette, he's picking up that Dark Seal for Cassidy, so
Spicy.
looking to scale himself. He did that with the Vladimir as well,
It's true.
and did very, very well on it. Vladimir, a little bit different of a player, of a champion than Cassidy as far as play style, but same idea with trying to get yourself rolling and snowballing.
Yeah, and that is exactly what you want for this game number 1. Get that snowball going, get that momentum and your favor, feel it in your team, get it ready to go. And that is what you want for game number 1 of Robert Morris University versus Columbia College for the semifinals, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you did it. I'm so happy. Thank you. I love cheering.
That was great. You didn't even have to ask them.
I know, I did. I just had to get excited, and they got excited too.
That's awesome. That's because Columbia College is playing. I'm not hold on. I'm not gonna hype it up like that. I understand. I understand the voice inflection. Whatever. So thankfully, there's only a line of scrimmage being drawn right now. Nothing exciting is happening because we probably miss all of that.
My bad.
No. It's fine.
So the lane to watch for me right now actually is we have seen really good play coming out from both Buck Zach and Evan RL.
Yeah.
Ever since they lost Shady to that pro team, they have been trying to kind of rebuild and make something happen. And I think Buck Zach and Evan RL have done a very good job of making that happen, being able to try to compensate a little bit for that loss of Shady. But I think they're playing into a very interesting bot lane in the form of Wolf and Dean on that Varus and the Ashe. I didn't get to talk about it, the first game that we saw that the Ashe played, and I was wanting to. I was even telling you after the game. I was like, I didn't get to talk about this. This is really cool. So the reason the Ashe support is actually very good is because of the new Keystone Mastery that is in that bot lane. Basically, whenever you perform some form of CC onto an enemy champion, you mark them with a rune, and whenever an allied champion hits that champion that's marked with a rune, you actually heal a percentage of that back. So it is basically, you can hit, once Ashe uses that volley into an enemy team, your AD carry can hit any of those people, and Bucksack is going to take some damage.
Yeah, Wolf, it does have the exhaust thrown down on him, but he uses both his flash and his heal. He has nothing left for Bucksack, who flashes in and picks up the first blood. And now it looks like Dean is actually trying to get some retribution, but it doesn't look like, is it going to happen? Yeah, Dean does pick up the retribution kill. There is a teleport coming in, and this is from Misty Toast, who is going to leap in onto Evan RL, pick up a kill here as well with
That's
the
big.
Ignite ticking. Is
Oh,
it going
good.
to be enough? It is last tick of the Ignite. Misty Toast teleporting, picking up that kill, getting his Fizz on the top lane rolling from the bot side.
That is what you want if you are Misty Toast. You want an early kill. That 300 gold in your pocket is going to be so huge. Picks up a Doran's Ring, picks up a control ward. She is so safe in that top lane now. He's going to be able to use that control ward to make sure that he doesn't get ganked. At least if he does get ganked, he knows that it's coming, give himself a good escape, because he actually has no real escape tool besides his pole vault to get out of sticky situations.
Right.
But also picking up the Doran's Ring is really big because that gives him additional health, that gives him additional mana regen, and it also gives him additional AP. And those are all stats that you want early on, and he's actually not going to lose a whole lot for that either. That it's a very big pickup. Something that I've picked up from watching pros is they like to talk about that if you get an early kill and you have enough to buy another Doran's item on your first back, get it because it makes you significantly stronger. But here comes Moria.
Yeah, they are focusing a lot of attention down onto the bot lane, considering neither of them have any peel or any sort of escape. That is going to be a relatively easy double kill for Evan RL with a gank from Mordio in the bot side.
Honestly, I think Robert Morris is making the right choice here. We saw the strength of that Ashe Varus when it started to get going in that bot lane with the chain CC available to them. But if you constantly are keeping that Ashe from getting her crystalline arrow, the longer you keep her from having that engage, the longer you're actually stalling out Columbia College's composition. So it makes a lot of sense, and it's a very easy to gank lane, considering that no one has any flashes, no one has any of their summoners I mean, why not just keep going back down there to keep killing them?
Yeah, and that is one of the disadvantages of going to run in Ashe. She has really nothing to help you with as far as healing until you hit level 6. And then you mostly want to use that for initiation, but having to use that defensively is never a good thing. But again, you have to get to that level 6 to even use it initially. RJ is going to make his way to the bot side here, but it's just to show some pressure, give Wolf and Dean a little bit of a breathing room here as RJ gets super chunked in that bot side. There's so much power coming out from Evan RL and Bucksack now.
That is so much damage just coming down. Like, RJ had the jump on them, but all he has to do is put the, what is it, Malefic Visions?
Yeah.
Malzahar
Space Aids.
Yeah. I was trying to avoid saying that, but yes, the Malefic Visions down onto any target, and it primes them for Bucksack to use the Deadly Flourish and root somebody down, and then just throw a bunch of auto attacks down on top of them, even using the Bouncing Grenade to chain that out. So it's a very strong combo in the bot lane, and it works really well against this Ashe Varus.
Yeah, so far so good. And again, they're just poking so much. That's actually really surprising right now that Wolf is staying up in CS. Actually, a couple CS above Bucksack. That's actually very impressive considering he's died 2 times already. But you see the levels are creeping up over on the side of Robert Morris University. And yeah, hitting level 6 first for Robert Morris, that is so pivotal considering Evan RL and his aggressive flash nethergrass plays that he's been doing, displaying all day long.
It's disgusting.
Yeah,
it's so disgusting.
And fun fact, actually, I was talking to some of the Robert Morris guys outside. So Shady used to be their shot caller, but now Evan has actually graduated to that role as shot caller. So he's doing a good job so far, shot calling for Robert Morris University and making an impact already. Again, before 7 minutes, already have 4 kills on the board, and it's all coming from the bot side.
And I mean, that is not to be discounted at all, because like you said, Shady being the primary shot caller, losing him is a huge hit to RMU, and Evan RL is doing an excellent job of it.
Stepping up when he needs to.
He really is, and I think that is one of the most pivotal things for a team, is when you are down a member or one of your members just isn't feeling it, how do the other members step in and cover, right? That for me is one of the biggest things.
So far, we do have in the mid lane Hollywood getting damaged a little bit by Pinks. Pinks actually staying in a good side of the health bar here, as you can throw out that Q and negate a little bit of damage with a spell shield that Cassidy has. But hold on. I have a gank in the top lane. They're not going to let me talk about Cassidy. RJ, Misty Toast, gets a flash out of West Coast carry. Yeah, the Chump of the Water is not going to connect, but does get the Summoner spell out of West Coast.
That was actually just, oh man, the fish was just
shy
of catching it. If he had gotten that would have been a kill for sure.
If this were a patch prior, he probably would have got that.
He definitely would have gotten that, I think, because I mean, it used to have such a generous hitbox.
Very generous. It was stupid.
Like, yeah, I agree. I definitely do think that it needed to be nerfed, but sometimes, like, it's just such a hard adjustment. If you ever played Fizz before the change, that like things are just not as sticky as they used to be.
Right.
And so it is a big change.
Yeah, it may have cost them a kill in the top lane. Misty Toast does have his Ignite, so he still has that kill potential. West Coast carrier did go back, used his teleport, not going to have the teleport for a bot side gank, like Misty Toast showed in the first few minutes of the game to help secure a kill for himself, his only kill of the game, but he's still staying up in CS relatively well, 65 to 51, but with that kill, it is going to help him out. He already has a Sheen as well, so going to, it's hard to actually, for West Coast carries to go in as Meganar right now, because of how much power Misty Toast has. He has to stay away from him as a Mini-Nar and just poke and poke and poke.
And that's the real trouble with Fizz, is he has a lot of burst damage. He can out-sustain you, not out-sustain you, but he can basically just do as much sustained damage if you get close enough to him because of the way his W works. He can proc that, do a whole bunch of damage down on top of it, and it just causes you all kinds of headaches. And like you said, West Coast carry has to be very careful about that, because once he hits that Meganar, he's not really able to get close to Misty Toast, because then they have to actually like duel in melee range, and that's a struggle right now.
Right.
Especially because Fizz, on his W, he inflicts, what is it, the mortal wounds?
Yeah,
where you cut down all of your health regen.
Grievous wounds.
Yeah, grievous wounds.
Oh, hold on. Jungler versus jungler. But RJ, he has the red buff. Actually, Mordio has a red buff as well, but he is not going to go in onto this one. Knows that he cannot duel RJ in the jungle when he has walls to proc his Q. get that extra amount of damage.
That's
Meanwhile,
some good damage.
yeah, man, by
Very good
Pinks.
damage.
By Pinks unloading a combo onto Hollywood, and now he's half health.
That's the strength of Cassidy, right? Like, he
Yeah.
can, if he gets you even remotely in a place where he can hop onto you and he knows that you can't kill him, he's going to go for it because he can use all kinds of stuff to be a headache. Rift Walk on top of you, use his E to slow you, do burst damage. CC Dean gains CC though.
Yeah, is there enough damage though? Got a flash out of Dean, but that was just Evan RL by himself. Mordio coming up from the bot side though, and he does have Ragnarok, so nothing is going to slow him down. Dean, he gives into his fate and just lets that kill go.
Oh
Chum
my
of the
God.
Waters from Misty Toast picks up Bucksack on the teleport. Back to pick up 6. Hollywood does whiff the shockwave, and now Misty Toast. He's going to go in on Mordio, picks up that kill. Evan RL, he's in trouble. There's Hollywood, picks up the kill on the backside. And Columbia College, they get 3 kills for Wolf.
That's
Or
huge.
For Dean, sorry.
Oh, Dean picked up those 3 kills. Oh, no.
No, it was Misty Toast. No, Dean actually died. No, Wolf died earlier.
Oh,
Dean flashed
okay.
out of the way.
Okay.
We had it right the first time.
I see, I
Either
see.
way, 3 kills for Columbia College.
But the problem is, I think they are going to lose this top lane turret for
Yeah.
them. So, oh wow, that was a close arrow.
That was very
If that
close.
had landed, Gillette would have been in a bad spot.
Yeah, I mean, because Hollywood actually is running Ignite, which we don't see too often on the Orianna.
Yeah, we usually see a much more defensive summoner on Orianna besides
Right.
that flash. So the thing for me is, will they rotate towards this Infernal Drake and try to kill it and secure that? It does look like RJ wants to go for that, and that would not be. That'd be a really hard call to make, considering how many members of RMU are down there, down in that bottom lane surrounding the Dragon Pit. And also, just in this top lane, you have so much to worry about because West Coast Carry isn't even, he doesn't even care that he's not in these fights. Like, he doesn't have his teleport up, so he's like, okay, whatever, I can't make it. So he just stays there and he pushes all these towers because Gnar is so strong with his auto attacks to be able to push down those towers that it doesn't make that huge of a difference. So he's put a lot of damage down, and they are on a crash course with Misty Toast.
Oh yeah, Misty Toast. I could probably duel this actually, as West Coast Carry. He does not have a Mega Gnar quite yet. There's Chum of the Waters landing. Misty Toast, he needs to go back in. Can he do it? He actually does get the kill and the flash out of West Coast Carry. But the Dragon may go over to Robert Morris University. And this is the Infernal Drake. This is a great Drake to have, and they're able to pick that one up. But now, by Pinks, he is in trouble. Here comes Curtain Call from Bucksack, trying to drive everyone off.
Hollywood with a big
There's
shockwave.
a big shockwave onto Bucksack and Evan RL. And now Hollywood still has to get out of harm's way, does fall to Mordio. Actually, it was By Pinks that picked that one up, but Mordio helping slow him down. By Pinks uses Flash to pick that one up.
Man, that was an extremely close close call for 2 of the members of RMU.
Yeah.
I mean, Columbia College, they are not giving up without a fight, and that is, man, they got set behind a little bit in that bot lane. Varus just now picking up his Blade of the Ruin King. Ash still building up towards a couple of items there, actually opting to go a different build path than what we saw out of University of Kansas. University of Kansas with the H coin.
Yeah.
And here we see Columbia College choosing to go with that Frost Queen's or Frost Fang. I'm sorry. Into that next item, but they most likely will be building into that the blue AP item that provides wards that I can't remember the name of because no one ever does it.
Yeah, I don't actually remember the name of it. Mostly people prefer little spooky ghosts that slow people down, but
Right.
Ash doesn't need that. She has volley,
Yep.
or auto attacks actually do that as well. Which, speaking of the auto attacks, because like you mentioned in Champion Select, because of that the way the new Keystone Mastery works, more than likely we'll be building that Ardent Sensor as a third item.
And that's what you want to build. And the good news is for RMU is that while even though Columbia College did get some pressure put around the map, they actually didn't do a great job of setting up very many wards. And so RMU actually does have a lot of ward control here around the Rift Herald and the red buff that is inside of Columbia College, because that first tier turret in the top lane is down, and also the first tier turret in the bot lane is down, so they have a little bit more flexibility in being able to roam through the jungle of Columbia College. And so I think Columbia College needs to do a better job of securing that vision control in their own jungle, because they're not going to have a great time of being able to rotate to any of these lanes if they can't see if they're going to get hit by a gank push or not.
Right, yeah, and that's Yeah, gank pushes have been kind of a thing this entire series, especially for Robert Morris University, who've had such a great catch comp. This one's a little different. All they have for catch is Evan RL. I mean, they have Curtain Call, which does slow people down. They have Undertow, of course, slows people down, but there's only one real big lockdown besides, I guess, Mega Gnar Ultimate, Gnaring out, is Evan RL's Nethergrass. That's usually what they have relied on for the entire series. But this time may look a little different. Yeah, maybe Engage coming out here. Dean maybe caught out. Missy Toast, is he going to go back in? Lance Chum of the Waters needs to be careful. Ragnarok pop by Mordio, but not going to go back in. He may go down. Ignite is on him. We'll see if that is go down. Big shockwave.
Oh
Hollywood. God. Hollywood gets a massive shockwave. Missy Toast, he's on by Beaks. They're going to try to get him up right now. And they do get that kill. Mordio, the only one left alive. Double kill for Wolf, and they are going to go on to the big game.
That was an insane shockwave by Hollywood. He did such an excellent job of being able to time that. He got so many of the key members of RMU into that shockwave, and it just destroyed them. That is the power of the level 11 shockwave with actually really a one-item Orianna, because she just now picked up the Morella Nomicon. All she had was the Sork shoes before that, and that's how much damage that she did. Yeah,
that was just really great place at a great time. Great timing for that shockwave. And Missy Toast, 504, finishes the Triforce now and has Ninja Tabi. Going a little bit of tank, has Ninja Tabi. Missy Toast is on fire right now.
He is crushing it on this phase. He already has that early Trinity Force, so he does have the Sheen proc built into that new W that does so much damage. And we've just seen him, he's landed some very key Chum the Waters, getting that one down onto, I believe it was Mordio in that last fight.
It was that and Ignite, actually.
Yeah, no, he landed the Ignite onto someone else. The Chum the Waters was on West Coast Carry, because West Coast Carry had to peel off.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's 3 Ignites on them. It's hard to tell who the Ignite comes from. There's a lot of depth. But hold on. Hollywood.
Oh, no.
Oh, here comes Wolf. Here comes Dean. West Coast Carry. Big Gnar ultimate. By Pinks is there now as well. West Coast Carry does go down, though. By Pinks going to try to get some retribution kills. Does pick up Hollywood, but is going to go down. Give Wolf a double kill. And man, these fights are scrappy.
Oh my gosh. Columbia College, you guys are so scrappy. What the heck? This is amazing. Like, it's just you get these weird catches. Like West Coast Carry was such like, you think he would be safe there. Like, look at that ward coverage that RMU has in that top side jungle. There are so many wards, and West Coast Carry still gets caught up in that top lane.
Yeah.
And then they come through and they get another. I'm flabbergasted. This is amazing.
Turret for turret right now, as after those fights, after those scrappings, because they're not actual fights, but turret for turret, and they're actually, Columbia College just picked up an inner turret, an inner top lane turret as well.
That's huge.
That is so huge for them. Now they have a lot more control of that map, and that's on the Baron side. That's actually going to be really huge in a few moments whenever Baron comes up. I said a few moments, few minutes, but right now the next Drake is coming up. And that will actually be a Cloud Drake. Not the best, but still something to take off the map and also help out with these rotations that Columbia College is showing.
Yeah, they're doing a great job with the rotations around the map. Their wave control has been much better than what we've seen in the past, and so it's a very good point of improvement for them. Oh my gosh.
Missy Toast from out of nowhere. He's going in on by Pinks. It's so hard to latch onto a Cassidy, but Chum of the Waters is one way to do it, and one way to disengage that is to see a teleport from West Coast Carry. He is out of there. He is going to flip-flop over the wall and just be safe, because that dragon is coming up, and Columbia College, they won it.
That was a very smart play by Missy Toast, choosing not to follow up that Chum the Waters, and instead just decided to hop over the wards and say, see you, nerds.
So Dragon picked up, Drake actually, a baby dragon, picked up for Columbia College, their first of the game. So it is a Cloud Drake versus an Infernal Drake. You definitely want the Infernal Drake, but if you can get the rotations like Columbia College has been getting, that Cloud Drake is so crucial. And of course, next Drake is going to be even better for whoever gets that. Oh, Hollywood, he's caught out. And this is what Robert Morris does best. They catch you out, especially Evan RL sets everything up with the Nether Grasp and completely deletes you. Hollywood being caught out there.
Man, that's the scary part of Malzahar, right?
Yeah.
Like, he could be literally the most useless person in the game, and as long as he has Flash and Nether Grasp, he's not the most useless person in the game.
Yeah. And I mean, Nether Grasp down, Flash is down too, so that is something that does harm the engage. Taking Hollywood out of the picture for a brief moment. Does get some gold on the side of Robert Morris University. This game is neck and neck right now. But looks like RMU, they're keeping their strength in numbers on the bot side.
Right.
There's really no objective to take here, though, as their mini wave is pushed up, but Wolf is going to clear that so easily. He has Rudan's Hurricane, yeah, not to mention, just a Varus. His kit allows to clear waves so quickly with his piercing arrow and his E. It's really no challenge for him. Let's talk about those items for a moment. Wolf, he's been on fire ever since that laning phase ended. He's been doing great. Only died those 2 times, those 2 early ganks, or those 2 early aggressive plays from Robert Morris on the bot side. Has since then built his Blade of the Rune King, Rudan's Hurricane, also finished his Berserker Greaves. Is actually a step up on items over Bucksack.
And that's huge because Varus is a key part of this team comp in the form of his Chain of Corruption and being able to put out damage. And the interesting thing to me is just how well Hollywood has been able to play without a real ball delivery service.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's been doing it by himself.
Yeah, he can put it onto Misty Toast when he dives in. Speaking of Misty Toast, he's just going to walk away.
He's so intimidating.
I know. I have to stop what I'm saying because I don't know if he's going to choose to fight, and I'm like,
because he can at anybody. He can duel anybody at this point.
Right. He's so strong. And so Hollywood has done such a good job, and he can put that ball onto Misty Toast to go in, and they can use the ult off of that. But it's still just kind of like a trade-off because you're not sure if that's super reliable because Fizz does have to be relatively close to get that dash off. I mean,
and you don't know if he's going to actually use a playful trickster actually get in the range too, because he can do that too.
Right. Oh, West Coast Carry burned his jump though.
Yeah, he's actually going to go in, but that's because Pinks is in the area. Chum of the Waters missing its mark. He is still going to pick up a kill. But Pinks, I mean, 1v2, you still get a kill. That's a win for Misty Toast.
That's actually really big because they are starting this Baron. We do see one member in that bottom. Cassidy does have his teleport up though, so Pinks can join into this fight if he chooses to. We do see the ult coming out by Bucksack.
Oh, and there is no big damage, no real huge burst coming out from Columbia College with Misty Toast down. Pinks used his teleport on the backside. This is going to be Robert Morris University, a triple kill for Pinks, and they completely aced Columbia College. And now the Baron may go over to them. Mordio needs to be careful, uses the smite to get that extra health bonus, but it's still gonna be hard because Baron hurts.
It does hurt, but luckily Bucksack is very strong right now, and Pinks is relatively tanky. And we do have the teleport coming in from West Coast Carry to help them finish them up. But here comes Misty Toast.
Misty Toast, he's there. He actually could steal this. He can completely negate every intention here.
He is so low.
He's going so risky, went in a little bit too nice. And props to Robert Morris University. They played around that so well. Mordio just barely getting enough health back to be able to withstand Baron Nashor, the Exalted One. Is he gonna kill somebody? Okay, no. Pinks killed the Nashor, not the other way around.
I thought I saw him fall. I was like, oh my gosh.
They're both purple.
Yeah, they're both purple and have weird eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not good.
They're both from the Void.
Yeah. So that was such a long Baron delay. I think Misty Toast got a little too focused on trying to get someone.
Yeah, Mordio. He was trying to kill Mordio. He's the one with the smite.
Right. So he tried to kill Mordio. Mordio got out. He was safe, and then he tried to peel back and go for Pinks, but Pinks was like, nah. Yeah. And there's just too much happening because West Coast Carry was also there in the fight to try to stop him. So it was an unfortunate series of events. The ideal was good and it stalled out long enough, but it wasn't quite enough to stop them.
Yeah, and I actually don't think Misty Toast had his, I don't think he had a Chum of the Waters either. So he couldn't just initiate with that and kill whoever he could at the time. But speaking of Misty Toast, going in on Mordio. Mordio on the wrong side of town right now, but West Coast Carry, he's teleporting onto this side. RJ does pick up Mordio. There comes the Chain of Crystalline Arrow landing onto West Coast Carry before the Mega Gnar bar coming in. But Pinks, he is shoving the top lane. So where there's a win for Columbia College, there is a win for Robert Morris University. They now even up the turrets 4-4.
See, that right there is the problem against playing against Robert Morris University, right? They will take the miniature L's when it comes to losing fights if people die, but they will take the big W's if it wins them the game.
Right.
Because they're getting so much map pressure across the board by taking down these turrets and not focusing on straight up fighting Columbia College that they're able to secure a 4K gold lead basically when they're almost tied in kills, they're tied in turrets, and they're tied in Drakes. And across the board, they're almost even in CS. So there's there's really just a lot that Robert Morris is trying to do by prioritizing these turrets, by prioritizing and trying to play around the Baron objective that gives them that, I think it's 1,500 gold from that. So there's
300 each, yep.
Yeah, so there's quite a bit that they've been doing that's just kind of been keeping them in this game, even though it feels like Columbia has been having so many advantages when it comes to these team fights and getting these picks.
And I mean, they seem to be keeping control of Misty Toast at the moment, who's 7-2-5 now. Still a huge threat. Has Blade of the Ruin King also, by the way, which is going straight AD with this Fizz composition. Sorry, this Fizz champion, this Fizz build. Try for Trinity Force and Blade of the Ruin King. It's an interesting build. So is that the thing now? I haven't seen Fizz in a top lane in a long time. This is new to me, and Misty Toast is just, he has something, he knows something I don't.
I think he knows something I don't either. I mean, AD Fizz was a thing for a while.
Yeah, I remember.
And that's when Blade of the Ruin King was strong.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So maybe because Blade of the Ruin King is strong again, AD Fizz is back. Because, I mean, the adjustments that they made to Fizz's ultimate to take away AD Fizz, they kind of reverted a little bit in that when the person has Fizz's ultimate hanging on, Mordio's just going to Ragnarok right out of that, and it doesn't look like anything is going to happen too much there. But the changes that they made to Fizz's ultimate that allowed him to do more damage to targets that had the Chum the Waters on them, it did get changed just slightly. So, I mean, AD Fizz could be back in meta again. And we could see a resurgence of that weird build a little bit.
Yeah, that one's it's going to be interesting here. Hold on one moment. We actually do have it engaged coming out right now, as might be being brought down here. Chum of the Waters does go in onto West Coast carry, but Nethergrass is going to take out Misty Toast. Both top laners are down. Both junglers, I'm sorry, have blinking health bars. Very equal damage on both sides. Wolf, but no, Hollywood with the shockwave by Pinks. He is going to go in, but eventually go down. Buckzak and Mordio, the only one left alive. Hollywood and RJ, the only ones left alive for Columbia College. RJ needs to get out of harm's way right now. Hollywood.
Dude, Hollywood, are you kidding me?
Hollywood's amazing with these shockwaves.
Ugh, it's nasty. It's giving me shivers. No, seriously. Okay, so we talk about how good Orianna is, right? But we only see how good Orianna is when she's with a good ball delivery service, right?
Right.
But this is Hollywood playing Orianna
he's his
without
own delivery service.
Right. This is literally just him saying, like, I'm going to use my little mechanical ball friend, and I will make these fights happen by using my command shockwave, and that is huge. Like that is very, very big. At least in this team comp, because he's getting the targets he's going for. He's not even just putting it in the front line and hitting the tanks and saying, I got him. But he's hitting priority targets with it, and that's huge.
Yeah, the entirety of Columbia College's team fight, it's resting on Hollywood and Misty Toast right now. Wolf, Dean, they're on the back lines. As long as they can stay alive and dish out damage, they're doing great. But it seems like the brunt of the load is on Hollywood to hit shockwaves, Misty Toast to delete somebody.
Right.
And so far, it's been working all right, but Robert Morris University, they are starting to get privy to that. Now let's take a look at items real quick once again. Wolf and Hollywood both have a Quicksilver Sash, and that's for Evan RL.
Ooh,
so,
Bypinks getting caught.
Oh, yeah, Bypinks, he is getting caught. He's actually quite tanky now. It's going to be a little harder for him. Oh, my God. Bypinks rift walking Misty Toast's Fizz's flip-flop. I mean, I forget what's called. Pole jump, yeah.
Playful Trickster?
Playful Trickster, yeah, man. My brain just completely spaced out on that one. Rift walking the Playful Trickster. Very nice mechanical outplay by Gillette, by Pinks.
Very, very good. Like, that's just super hard to outplay if you're Misty Toast. I mean, we're at the point in the game where Bypinks is 11-3-1. He has a Void Staff. He's got the fully stacked Rod of Ages. He's got the Lich Bane. He's got the Zanyas. He's got Ninja Tabby, and he has an 8-stack Dark Seal. So he does have.
Oh, I forgot he had that item.
Yeah. So it's like it's because it's hanging right there at the end. You don't really.
Yeah.
It's not really in your focus. It's just there's a lot.
That impulse buy.
Right. There's a lot of damage sitting on Bypinks, and his cooldown on his Rift Walk is so much lower like the farther along he gets, he has passed that level 16 mark, so he does have that level 3 Rift Walk, and that does so much damage. It's on such a little cooldown, and he has a lot of mana right now that it's very easy for him to Rift Walk all over the place, and I think it depends on, hang on.
It's just Mordio here. I mean, there is a curtain call coming from the backside, but now it's not just Mordio. West Coast Carry is there, and by Pinks from the backside actually takes out Hollywood. There's not going to be a shockwave this time around. Wolf, he goes down. Mordio picks up that kill, and now by Pinks gets himself a double kill. West Coast Carry may be going down, but it's just a consolation prize. But Evan RL locks him right down with the Nethergrass. That was a clean ace for Robert Morris University.
Man, that was an extremely well-done fight by Pinks. As we were talking about him, and how strong he is, he just came around the backside, straight up deleted Hollywood. Hollywood didn't even have a chance to try and fight at all during that, and so there's just no way that they could have won that fight without Hollywood, because like you said, him and Misty Toast are the two reasons that Columbia College has been able to stay in this game as long as they did, and once you take away that threat, it's not a great time.
No, not at all, and that is Robert Morris University taking game number 1 in this best of 3 against Columbia College. Columbia College, they showed a lot of fight.
They did.
They had some great plays and great times in that game.
And that is, I think the point of contention here is that Columbia College let themselves get outplayed in the macro game. They did a good job of rotating to the turrets and taking them when they were available, but Robert Morris had so many wards available to them around the Baron and deep inside the enemy jungle of Columbia College that they just were able to spot out where those members were and were able to take them out and give them advantage around that Baron pit. And I think that is that Baron steal, or I'm sorry, the Baron take by RNU was really what
Yeah, it was an attempted steal by Misty Toast, but he was not able to get that. That is going to wrap it up for game number 1 of this Best of 3 series. My name is Joshua Fekes Quest. I'm here with just Brian. We're going to be back in just a moment, setting up for game number 2. Stick around.
into a brand new hope, one that cannot be destroyed. Forget my battles, they are long gone now. I am under the spell of the angel's sound, the voice that called me in another life. Now I can hear her clear and bright.
Welcome back, everyone. My name is Joshua Fekes here with Brian. Say your name. Say it. Brain Starkly.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Brian.
Brian.
Brain. Starkey.
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 Woo! You did it.
Brain Starkey.
Yeah, it's
That's
actually
how you say that part?
See, I think my really big mistake was that I was trying to make a meme out of my name after it was a meme, and then I was like, I'll just embrace it. And then I didn't really think it through, because when I embraced it, it actually turned my entire name into 8 syllables.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
Why are you looking at me like that?
So yeah, I'm here with Brian. My name is Joshua Fekes Quest. I will say my name all day long because it's easier to say, even Fekes. Either way, we're getting yeah right. we're getting into game number 2 in this best of 3 series between Robert Morris University and Columbia College. And let's stress, we already have the winners of the opposite side of the bracket. That's Maryville. Whoever wins this, oh, thank you for the volume. Whoever wins this series, this best of 3 series, will go on to face Maryville University in the finals of the Midwest Campus Clash.
Yeah, this is going to be actually really exciting because the home team is playing for that chance
Never
in the
look
finals.
back.
And I think it'd be really great to see them there. But obviously, RMU, they are
Think
incredible
what I could
competitors.
offer.
Yeah, they don't care where they're at. They want to win.
Yeah, and I think that's the important thing. 'Cause we saw last game that that's what they wanted. They wanted to win so badly, and they were able to claw their way back into the game.
absolutely
In a game that I arguably believe that Columbia College should have won.
Yeah, they had all the opportunity. They just kind of dropped the ball at the end there, and almost quite literally. I mean, I wouldn't say Hollywood dropped the ball. He actually just got deleted before he could even use the shockwave at that toward the end.
Grounded.
That's the thing, that with how strong by Pink / Gillette is,
Yeah.
well, look, when he played that cast, and it was just too much for them to try to stop. Like, all he needed was one good flank to take out Hollywood before the fight even began, and then it was all downhill from there because RMU could just pick the team apart after that. Because Hollywood was the staple with those shockwaves in those team fights, helping his team stick through it and stay in those games. So
Yeah, and like you pointed out, he didn't even have a proper ball carrier.
Yeah.
He just pretty much landed all those by skill, and which is so hard to do.
It's so hard to do.
You see these Oriana Vicons, Oriana Nautilus, Maokai, Rengar even, and there's none of that. Just Hollywood in the mid lane with those shockwaves. But
pressing Q and pressing R.
that's what happens, though. If you get deleted, then that's a lot of the power gone. And we saw that a couple times, too many, for Columbia College to handle in that last game. So Robert Morris University, they do take game number 1. Game number 2, they're going to try to bring this one back. We have picks and bans already, the band's already done here. Vladimir, Cassiopeia, and Malzahar. Malzahar is finally off the board, and that prompts gets him on to a Karma, considering Misty Toast. First pick the Lulu.
See, but that's actually not that bad because we have seen Evan RL play Karma. Typically, people who play Lulu can play Karma. They can flex back and forth relatively easily. The kits are a little bit different in how they work. Obviously, rapid growth compared to Karma's self ult. Basically, they do provide a little bit of the same stuff. They both provide a little bit of a CC, a shield, a speed boost, and a little bit of poke damage.
Or mantras.
Yes, that was very good. The mantras.
I practice.
And so then, aside from that, Mordio also picked up the Ashe ADC for Bucksack, so that's another really good pick. However, on the side of Columbia College, there's a really good pickup. Hollywood did go ahead and grab that Oriana again, so I'm really excited to see that come out once again. And then also, RJ is going to be playing that Rengar as well.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see that. When you haven't seen a Rengar this entire series, I don't think, at least I haven't casted one all day. So
I don't think we've seen one all day. I don't think we've seen one this tournament, actually.
he's been banned out quite a bit.
Okay.
Banned, and then obviously not picked. We've been seeing a lot more Gragas and Elise and Lee Sin, like the ones I mentioned last game that we actually didn't see last game. So gonna see Rengar for the first time, at least from my point of view. And I'm very excited because that actually gives a ball carrier to Hollywood. Now he can land some even better shockwaves. And Rengar, of course, great for bursting out.
Yep.
Very, very aggressive and powerful jungler.
And I think, actually, while you were talking about that, there's a very dangerous thing that just got locked in. By Pinks has picked up that Kassadin again.
Yes, he has.
That's very spooky.
Yeah, he did a damn good job last game.
Yeah,
and even Hollywood, like I said, landed some great shockwaves. We know that. We were talking about that. We actually didn't talk too much about how well By Pinks was on that Kassadin.
Right.
He was the one that deleted Hollywood the last 2 team fights.
And that's the thing. While we were so busy focusing on how good Hollywood was playing on the Oriana, Kassadin, By Pink snuck up on us with how fed he was. We talked about how he had those items to fight and duel, but we never actually saw it in action until we didn't see it in action because it was so fast and everyone died.
That is very true.
And so, that's the thing. He snuck up on us. He had, it was 7 kills, and then he got a triple kill that was 10, and then by the end of the game, he was somehow 11 and 3.
Yeah, you got that triple kill. That's when he really went off. Let's not forget where he also rift walked out of Playful Trickster from Misty
such
Stumpy.
great
That was
outplay.
beautiful.
Such
beautiful
mechanical
play.
plays.
And actually don't have that last side picked up here, that last champion locked in. Do have another connection issue, so we'll pick that one back up. Last pick was Fizz, it looks like, so I think Misty Toast, rather. Yeah, Misty Stumpy.
Misty Stumpy, that's his old name, right?
Yeah, that is his old name. Yeah, Misty Toast. He is going to go back onto that Fizz if everything's reading correct in the lobby here. And why not? He did great on it. Kind of had a little bit of trouble going into the latter half of the game. He was just focused a little bit too much, and it was him and Hollywood having priority to really initiate and do damage, and I think it was a little bit too much. It needs to spread that out a little bit more on Columbia College, and RJ on Rengar helps that a lot.
It does, and like you said, that makes Hollywood's job a lot easier.
Yeah,
and I think that's a key talking point is how can you make Hollywood's life just a little bit easier so he can do a little bit job of positioning himself, so that way he doesn't have to worry about his ball placement quite as heavily because he knows that he has somebody to help engage that ball for him.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited that he's going to be playing the Fizz with the Rengar and the Orianna, because again, that was one of their things, is they had so much damage. I mean, their idea was to delete somebody, lock them down with the Varus and the Ashe in the last game, delete somebody with Misty Stumpy and Hollywood. Yeah, that worked out pretty well for a long time. Now they add one more factor into deleting somebody with that Rengar.
And
now
I mean,
I'm
College has really been good.
Yeah,
like last game, they were really good about deleting people. So adding in that
shall
extra cut, like you said, is very, very big for them.
I want to
And I think that actually rounds out the team comp a little bit more for me, and makes me a little bit more comfortable with what they had, because Graves also fills Hello Kled.
Oh! He was actually banned out in one of the games earlier today against West Coast Gary, and he gets to play Kled this time around, which is a huge initiation for the side of Robert Morris.
So Kled has been played a little bit in the Chinese league and in the Korean league, both the LPL and the LCK. And so Kled is a very good pickup, actually. I am so excited to finally cast a Kled game. I've never cast Kled. And
he's like a Confederate soldier.
It's weird. It is weird. Like, I don't want to get excited about it, because if like that's actually the case, that's a little like unfortunate.
it's Noxian.
Right. He's a Noxian. So for those of you that know about League of Legends lore, Noxia is a very
it's always Noxian versus a Demacia.
Yeah.
And Noxians are like the bad guys. They have all the weird guys, like Urgot, who's like a crab robot thing.
I don't even think he's a he's a crab robot. I feel like calling him a he is a little bit of an extent, because he's just like so robot.
Well, if you read the lore, before he wasn't made that way. He was decapitated during battle, and they rebuilt him.
How very Noxian of them.
I've read a lot of lore.
Oh, you must have been really sad when they rewrote a bunch of it then.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because actually, I mean, we can go into that for quite a while.
Right. Sorry. I'm sorry.
A lot of champions go into lore.
Yeah. Okay. So the Kled is actually a really big pickup, because that's a huge initiation tool for him.
Yeah.
He also gets very tanky, and
they have the Ashe for initiation. They have a lot of initiation.
Right. And Kled is actually really, really good for tower dives early in the game, because when he does get on his lizard Skarl.
Immortal, by the way.
Yeah, Skarl he is immortal. He just runs away because he gets scared.
Yeah, he's a coward. He is a coward that lives forever, technically, according to lore.
He's a coward lizard. So whenever he's riding Skarl, his lizard, a lot of this will make sense once you get in game. He's very good at tower diving, because when he hops off the lizard, he actually loses tower aggro.
Yeah.
So he no longer gets hit, so he can go in with Skarl, get some damage down, tank it, lose the lizard, run on out.
And whenever you use your Q, when you're out without Skarl, you actually blow yourself back, so you can actually get away that way too and deal damage. It's very similar to how collateral damage works with Graves, except it's not not as damaging, not as long range either.
Right. It's actually almost more like a Graves auto attack.
Oh, yeah, good call. It's actually the same idea. It's like a shotgun.
Yeah, except for he just kind of rolls. It's like a battle roll, because he's too small.
Yeah.
He can't handle all of the force of his shotgun. He's like an angry little... he's like angry little mouse.
Is he a Yordle?
He is a Yordle, actually.
Okay, well, that explains that. All right.
Yeah.
Which is odd, because Tristana doesn't get blown back.
With her rocket gun?
Yeah, right?
What?
Yeah.
What? So... Now that we've kind of had our fun talking about Squirrel and Kled.
And Yordles.
Yeah, and Yordles. A couple of interesting things. So we do see Misty Toast back in that top lane on Fizz, playing into that Kled.
Very excited, yeah.
That actually is going to be a little bit of a significant, I say a little bit, I actually mean significantly different matchup than the Mini-Gnar.
Yeah.
Because before, West Coast Carry could use that Mini-Gnar and use the boomerangs basically to poke down Misty Toast before he even had a chance to engage. So there wasn't a whole lot of lane pressure that Misty Toast was able to put down using that Fizz onto him unless he was in that Mini Gnar, right? Or a Mega Gnar, I'm sorry. Unless he was in that Mega Gnar form, there wasn't a lot of pressure that could be done. But with Kled has to be up close and personal. He doesn't have quite a good as long range. He doesn't do like percent health. He doesn't have like that slow aside from like that bear trap that he has. So it's definitely got to be a different dynamic. And with how well Misty Toast played in that last game, and how much he's kind of feeling it right now, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him go pretty aggressive onto this Kled early on.
Yeah, and he was actually playing relatively aggressive last game as well. So yeah, I wouldn't doubt seeing him do that again this time around. And yeah, like you said, Kled, a little bit more of a vulnerable champion.
Right. He has one escape on his E, and it's a very short distance.
Right.
Kind of like a rush ability, where he does get a speed boost if he goes through enemy champions though. He gets a speed boost, and then he can actually return through them again to get a speed boost on the way out as well. So there is a little bit of that going for him in terms of escapability, but not a whole lot. However, like you said, the interesting combination here is with Buckzak on that Ashe. So they can use that crystalline arrow to engage, right? Let's say they shoot it down a lane and they hit somebody.
Yeah.
They can use Kled's ultimate to roll at them, and he actually provides a speed boost for all of the champions following behind him as he leads that charge.
Yeah, I think it's actually faster than Severe's ultimate on the hunt.
It is.
Yeah, it's a very fast initiation, like a very fast speed boost.
It's stronger than Nami's speed boost, actually, if the tidal wave goes through your
Oh,
teammates.
yeah.
So
that's just due to a passive.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that is a very big speed boost that will be coming out from West Coast Carry when he uses that ultimate. If he uses that to follow up on any of Buckzak's crystalline arrows, it's going to be huge. And with that, we are in to game number 2 of Columbia College versus Robert Morris University, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. I'll let you do the next one.
Okay.
So with that, we actually are going to see some pretty standard starts so far coming out from both teams. It doesn't look like anyone really wants to get too aggressive. Honestly, I don't feel like the level 1 of either of these teams is super great.
No, not at all.
They don't have any. I mean, I guess you could have some burst damage coming out from Fizz and whatever, but I mean, really, it's not a whole lot.
Yeah, you would have to take Cocoon if you're Mordio just to land, just to get anybody locked down.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
And that's actually that's not ideal at all in terms of like your jungle clear time.
No, you need a massive leash if you start Cocoon.
Yeah.
It's not helping you whatsoever.
You better hope you get a kill.
Well, that's great.
You're in charge of talking.
So items for a moment here. Pink starting back on that Dark Seal. It's worked out so well for him. The last few times he's played a champion that he took Dark Seal on, from the Vladimir to the first time he played the Castanen last game to the Castanen this time. We're going to see if he can replicate that and stack those Dark Seal stacks. That's been really helpful in his domination to be able to delete somebody, his opportunity to delete somebody. He has so much more mana. And like I said, it's literally an impulse, one of those impulse buy items at the Shafi market. Because it's not always worth it, but if you can make it worth it, great buy. Very, very cost efficient.
Yeah, and that's something that Pink has been really great at, though, is making it cost efficient. Like, he's just his aggressive play style, like, even if he takes a couple of auto attacks on the chin from Hollywood and he's, forcing him to use that, look at that. He's baiting out that command protect. That is such a mana-heavy cost at the beginning of the game. And so using that, just like walking up with the threat of his Q to throw down and just play aggressively is forcing Hollywood to just burn a lot of mana early on and already taking away a biscuit. And this aggressive play is actually really benefiting Pinks, not only in the sense that it's paying off that Dark Seal, but it also is causing the enemy laner to feel some of that pressure as well.
Yeah, very much so. We do see Pinks taking advantage of Castanen's Q. Every time he sees that ball move, he throws out the Q. The magic damage from the Q gets applied immediately, not upon hit, but upon cast. So it actually is doing quite well in negating some of that damage from Hollywood, who, by the way, Hollywood took cleanse this time around. For Mordio's Elise, we have been seeing that as a trend. Anytime Elise is in the game, we see a cleanse on the mid laner, typically in Orianna, as that's most of the time that's a pretty mainstay champion.
Right, and the good thing with that is that not only does it cleanse away the Cocoon, but it also cleanses away the stun from the Crystalline Arrow on Buckzak as well. So those are two very big CC things that can be negated just by being able to have that cleanse on deck.
Yeah, very much so. And it's been a lifesaver for a lot of times. Hold on, we actually have an invade coming out. Mordio going into the jungle of RJ, throws out the cocoon, stops him in his way.
West Coast Carry taking a lot of damage.
West Coast Carry. I'm not sure what that one was about. So you'll see 2 health bars on the side of West Coast Carry. West Coast Carry's Kled. The purple bar is his Scarl. His Scarl bar. Yeah, his Scarl bar.
Scarl. Sorry.
And then the remaining health bar is Kled's health. And of course, whenever Kled fights without Scarl, it gets his motivation back, and Scarl scurries back into the rift.
It's actually called Courage. He gets the courage back.
Courage.
Because Scarl is a cowardly lizard.
He is.
Much like a friendly dog that we all know.
And a lion, actually.
Oh, yeah.
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 Hey. Animals don't have courage.
Actually, you know what? That's a conversation for another time, because that's a very deep one.
It's a trend in Hollywood. We'll say it in Hollywood. A trend in media.
Right, exactly.
But West Coast Carry, I don't know what that was about. So he got Scarl back. I think he can actually just take those turret shots and he just gets Scarl back later on anyways.
Yeah.
Because he's back to full health, no problem, because of Scarl. And he's locking him in with that bear trap and bringing him back. You have to actually tether that bear trap for a certain amount of time. I believe it's 2.5 seconds, 2 seconds.
I think it's two
Yeah,
seconds.
It brings them back in, and that is one form of his CC.
Yeah, and so there's the one other part of Kled's kit that we did not talk about was his W. His W is actually a passive that you have absolutely no control over, where essentially it stacks up. Once it's active, your next 3 auto attacks come out at an increasing speed, and they do % health damage. With the last one doing a little bit of bonus % health damage as well. So it makes him very strong into tankier characters because you can just go up and whack him 3 times with his lance.
Yeah, no, it's a very quick auto attack as well. And he has a very quick auto attack animation too, for anyone who doesn't play Kled or hasn't seen Kled played on the competitive stage or anywhere. Because you don't see him in solo queue too often either. He's
right.
Kind of a pocket pick, but like you said, he's been picked up a little bit more overseas lately. But yeah, Kled actually has a very quick auto attack animation, so he can dish out a lot of damage at a very short amount of time with his empowered auto attacks.
Well, and his engage is so strong. It makes him such a reliable character. Now, the problem with his engage, though, is whenever he uses charge, he cannot stop. You will keep going until you reach your destination.
Yeah.
Like, so if he clicks charge and his team's like, oh no, we don't want to go in anymore. Oh, too late.
Yeah.
I'm already rolling in.
It's happening.
It's happening whether you like it or not. Surprise. So I think that's the really tricky part about playing Kled is you have to be sure about your engages. And that's the big part for me. I talked about this with you earlier in one of the games, is if someone makes a bad decision, you all need to make the bad decision.
Oh, there is a level advantage on Misty Toast right now.
Oh, he has ult.
He has level 6 for the Fizz here, but West Coast Carry backing off, knows that he's in a large wave. He's just going to pick up one more level here. West Coast Carry needs to be careful. Mordio is on top here, misses the cocoon. And where is the Chum of the Waters? It is on to West Coast Carry. Who's going to get the first blood? It is Misty Toast. He's going to go down, but he does secure the first blood for Columbia College.
Yeah, that actually was a little bit of a misplay by, or I guess maybe communication between West Coast Carry and Mordio. West Coast Carry used his Kled ultimate charge to hit Misty Toast, but by doing that, he actually messed up Mordio's calculation of where Misty Toast would be in terms of trying to hit that cocoon. So he whiffed it far to the left, and that would have been the CC that they needed to get out of that fight clean, but instead Misty Toast was able to turn that around and make it a kill for a kill and securing that first blood.
Very nicely played by Misty Toast, and a little bit of communication problem for Robert Morris. And West Coast Carry had to use his teleport in the top lane because he had a large wave at his turret. So he's going to have to use that teleport. Misty Toast is hanging on to his teleport, and that is going to give a great advantage for the side of Columbia College, especially come time to gank these bot lanes. And also, while that happened, I was actually wondering if we would hear the horn sound whenever Kled ults, because that's what happens in solo queue.
Yeah.
But we did not hear it, which kind of makes me sad. But there's a
I think the
sound.
distance was too short.
Oh really?
Yeah, because he has to get rolling, because it's like.
It's like do. I didn't know if it was just on cast.
No. I think it was like just a too short time because I even hear it ambiently.
Okay,
So,
then I still have
I
hope.
honestly hope they do like a cross-map engage because that ult range is freaking huge.
It's really,
it's
really long.
insane.
And
It's insane.
and the speed boost is like a whole lane width wide.
Right.
It could pretty much, you can, if you want a speed boost, you're gonna get it.
Oh, Mordio waiting in that bush though. Maybe
Yeah,
just
he wants some
trouble.
retribution in this top lane. West Coast carry is going in hard. Needs to be careful. And there is the cocoon onto Misty Toast, but can he get out? The Chum of the Waters does land on a West Coast carry, but Mordio able to pick up that kill. West Coast carry stays alive thanks to Scarl.
Ah yes, Scarl, the cowardly lizard, who's also the hero of the day right now.
The health bar really helps out.
It does, especially because if we see it when it happens, when that courage bar does come back up, it is a decent amount of health that is actually returned back to West Coast carry. You can keep an eye on his health bar. After that yellow bar fills, you will see a little bit of health being returned on that. Because Kled's health bar is actually smaller than Scarl's.
Yeah.
So he does get more there, and there like that, back at full health.
Yeah.
It's like nothing ever happened.
It's an interesting mechanic that I'm kind of glad we get a cast now, and I'm glad it's picking up a little bit more pace because I always thought, hold on one second, Hollywood. I always thought Kled was a little underrated, but just never got the attention that I felt like he deserved, and now we're seeing it because, like you said, the ultimate very fast.
Yeah, it's a huge impact ult. And actually something that's also a huge impact, and a little bit more of the short term, is that blue takeaway by RJ.
Yeah.
Kasten wants that second blue. It makes his laning phase so much easier if he has that second blue because he can be so much more spammy with his rift walks. He can be more spammy with throwing out those, I believe it's nether orbs, his Q.
Yeah. Nether spheres.
Nether sphere, yes,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
nether sphere. Being able to throw that out a lot more often, especially the way that he's been using it against Hollywood, is something that they want. So without that, he actually is in a much rougher position compared to where he was if he had secured his own blue buff.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes Kled.
Yeah, here comes Kled. We don't hear the horns, so that's that. But Hollywood, he is going to feel the pain as the shockwave does bring by Pinks in. But West Coast carry picks up that kill. RJ, he's in the mix now. And West Coast carry able to pick up the turret shots here. By Pinks goes back in with the rift walk, but the turret shots are going to be too much. Even trying to get away with his flash, still going to be too much. By Pinks does go down. RJ picks up that kill, but that is still 2 for 1 in favor of RMU.
Yeah, that was a really good move by West Coast carry there, using his ult. Actually, I think he used it right near the Rift Herald and used that to come right in onto Hollywood there in the mid lane, and there's really nothing that Hollywood could do about it. Even with RJ there on support, there just wasn't a lot because Kled still does a lot of damage. By Pinks does so much damage on that Kasten already. The good news is because he did die, he actually didn't get any Darksteel stacks out of that.
Yeah.
Because he did lose them. So that actually is a little bit of a, I guess, a consolation prize if you're Columbia College, because even though you died to Kasten, you didn't make him that much stronger yet. However, he has picked up that Rod of Ages already, and that will be fully stacked here at 21 minutes, and that is a huge pickup for By Pinks once that starts to get going.
Yeah, and that's the thing about him building the Kasten the way it is. You can scale multiple ways into the mid game. Darksteel is just one of them. He still has the Rod of Ages, and he's going to be building into the Lichbane next. More than likely, it's either Lichbane or Morello Namicon. We'll see which one he goes for first. Lichbane would help with that sort of burst. West Coast carry on the backside. Hollywood is going to be in trouble, but RJ is here, as is Misty Toast. A nice counter engage by Columbia College. Chum of the Waters onto West Coast carry. Can they pick up the kill? They do. Misty Toast gets that one by Pinks on the backside. That's a double kill for Misty Toast. Hollywood, Wild Growth Dean from the bot side. Hollywood stays alive. RJ, he's on the hunt. He gets the kill. RJ.
Oh,
RJ gets the kill onto that one. Wolf there getting dove on the bot side, but Wolf doing a great job resisting turret shots. Going to keep Buckshot, Buckzak and Evan RL at bay. So huge pickup for Columbia College.
man, that was a huge fight for them. They're going to secure this turret, or theoretically they're going to secure this turret. They'll get that first turret gold, but we do see a teleport actually coming in from, is going to be from Kled.
West Coast carry, yeah, there is a teleport coming in from West Coast carry. Are they going to be able to pick up a kill here? And it looks like West Coast carry may be biting off a little bit more too, but he has quite a bit of damage. RJ is going to go low, but still looks like he's going to get out of the way. But on the backside, by Pinks, he teleported in as well. Hollywood goes down. Meanwhile, on the bot side, Wolf gets picked off by, I think that was, Buckzak as well. So trades going all around on both sides of the map. RJ, he needs to get out of his own jungle.
No.
He is going to be taken out. Mordio picking up that kill. wrong place, wrong time with too little of a health bar. RJ picks up that one. Now Misty Toast may be in trouble in the top lane. No mana for Chum of the Waters. Actually, Chum of the Waters is not even available for Misty Toast. 5 Pinks roams to the top side as a Cassidy can very quickly picks up that kill on the top side. So what Columbia College just picked up, Robert Morris answered it right back and gave him a little bit more.
Man, that is actually really devastating if you're Columbia College. You had a very good fight. You did a very good job of kiting around, getting those kills, and doing some very good rotations. But the teleport coming in from Kled, your West Coast carry, being able to pick up RJ there in the mid lane was just brutal. And then having Wolf die there in the bot lane wasn't great. And then having the ult come out from West Coast carry to then take down Misty Toast is not an ideal scenario either. It was just a lot of, like, it was a good win by Columbia College, but when they stayed around to try to take that mid lane turret, they ended up not being able to get it because of the teleport, and then it was just a chain of events kind of like rolled out of control on the back of West Coast carry's kind of play through there.
Yeah, and by Pinks, great teleport by Pinks, by the way. That was some fantastic teleportation. And Columbia College, they just overstayed their welcome a little bit. They got those kills, they got some damage on the turret, but it took a little too long getting the damage on the turret. Robert Morris able to punish them for that one. Now they are 4,000 ahead in gold and maybe going for the first Drake of the game, or at least clearing some wards and securing vision of their own. Robert Morris, that is a Mountain Drake, so a very coveted dragon to have. That's
going to be a very bad dragon for the side of RMU to pick up if you are Columbia College.
Right.
Because Buckzak is, I mean, he's playing very well on that Ashe so far. He's only 1-0, but if that Ashe does get the Mountain Drake going, that's going to be, it makes her siege potential on towers way stronger, and we do see Pinks rotating down towards this dragon, and here comes the ult from RJ.
Yeah, it's going to land onto RJ, and actually the dragon is secured by Wolf. So they, Columbia College, they pick up the Mountain Drake, objective secured. It was attempted to be stolen by Robert Morris University, but not going to happen. Teleport coming into the mid lane. Hold on, Hollywood. He is caught out. Shockwave is going to whiff out due to the repel. And now Hollywood, he goes down. Mordio picking up that kill. Wolf on the other side lands a Chain of Corruption onto Pinks, but you have to kill him if you lock him down. He is a Caston, and he will get away. Misty's Toast, he is in the mix as well, as he did use his teleport to get down into the mid lane to protect that mid lane turret of Columbia College. It's only a matter of time for Robert Morris University slowly poke down this turret. But oh man, there's that update for the tether.
That hitbox, the sticky hitbox.
Yeah, the sticky hitbox of Chum of the Waters from Misty Toast's Fizz. Once again, last patch easily would have hit.
Yeah, and that actually is pretty heartbreaking for a couple of reasons. Not only did your ult miss, but when you teleport down there to try to help out your team, you actually lost the advantage that you had building up in that top lane to take down that top lane turret. Now, West Coast Carry is going to be able to come back up there, defend that, and keep that alive just a little bit longer, as well as the mid lane turret, and that's keeping some much-needed gold out of the pockets of Columbia right now. They need that gold to help stay relevant in this game, and Robert Morris is just refusing to give these turrets up.
Now, they're playing a lot cleaner game number 2 than they did in game number 1, not even giving Misty Stumpy a chance to get taken off like he did in game number 1, and definitely not letting Hollywood take off at 0-3-4 right now at 119 in CS. Pinks riff walking as circles around Hollywood at the moment, as he is up in farm, up in kills, doing well. But we do have an engage coming out from West Coast Carry, and Mordio facing up RJ right now as well. West Coast Carry might be fighting off a little bit more than he can chew, but RJ, he is there. Mordio, he gets taken down. West Coast Carry, Misty Suppy picks up a double kill. There's Chains of Corruption onto Evan RL. He has a flash out of the way, a wall not letting them get through where they wanted to, and Pinks gets chunked out, but Riff walks right over the wall. One of the advantages of playing a Cassidon that has 2 kills picked up for Columbia College, and they are going to try to go on the offensive on this mid-lane turret now.
So something that we talked about in the early game that actually hasn't really come into fruition yet is using Orianna to be that, using Rengar for that Orianna ball delivery service. And that's something that really something that hasn't really happened yet. And I think that once Columbia College gets that combo down and they're able to like make something of it before RJ loses like all of his health and Hollywood doesn't have any mana, like having that available to them, I think is going to round out Columbia College's team composition a lot more and make them a lot more effective in these fights because Hollywood, he's good at landing the ult without the ball delivery system, but it's just so much harder with the team comp that Robert Morris has available to them right now.
Yeah, Robert Morris is a very, I guess, mobile comp. I mean, well, not even mobile, but just dodgy comp. They have Repel, they have Rift Walk, they have whatever Kled has. You know, when he loses his health bar. Hold on, yeah, RJ. Keeping Pinks out of his territory. Says, this is my Gromp. I'm taking that. I don't care if you have a ward there.
And so, not only do they have that Rift Walk, the Repel, whatever Kled has, they also have the Mantra empowered Karma ult, or
Yeah.
Karma's shield.
Karma shield, yeah.
That gives everyone a shield, but it also gives them a speed boost. It makes them a very slippery comp, right?
Yeah.
And so with the decreased stickiness of the Fizz ultimate Chum the Waters, but also like the Chain of Corruption as well, being a little bit difficult to land as well, and you know, it makes them hard to lock down and get together and bunch up. It's a very complicated situation that I feel like Columbia College finds themselves in, but I think they can make their way out of it, like we talked about earlier, with having that ult Orianna, the Rengar Orianna ult combo.
Yeah, right, and the ball carrier for RJ. And of course, Columbia College, they're definitely not out right now. It's only 31.1K to 35.5K, 7 kills to 9. The turrets, 1 to 3. It's not so bad. And Columbia College, they actually do have the first Drake, the Mountain Drake. The next one will be up in 1 minute and 15 seconds, and that is the coveted Infernal Drake, which any team wants. We're going to see some aggression coming around that side pretty soon. Not much vision on the way of the on the side of the Dragon Pit, as it looks like both teams are. It looks like the prioritizing vision on the top side right now. But the Dragon, that's going to be a little bit easier to take than this Baron at this point in the game. At 20 minutes, so hard to take Baron.
Yeah, but I think that's the right choice, though, because last game we did see Columbia College, they lost that game off of the back of that Baron.
Right.
That RMU was just able to sneak in there because they didn't have enough wards. Pinks doing some damage to Hollywood, deciding he didn't want to take on the entire enemy team by himself, unlike Misty Toast.
Misty Toast, he is going to get aggressive. He throws Chum of the Waters up toward Pinks, who Rift Walks out of the way. Wild Growth onto Misty Toast. Playful Tricksters over the wall, but West Coast Carry follows him through. And there's a nice shockwave onto Mordio and Bucksack, but West Coast Carry, he is going off, picking himself up a double kill. And overall, 3 for 0 in favor of Robert Morris University. And they might go on to the Baron. They are going on to the Baron.
I think they should. They have the health bars, they have the members. I mean, and with RJ being down, he doesn't have his ultimate available. He's dead, so it's not even like he can try to get back into there and try to steal it. And I think that was just an unfortunate turn of events for Columbia College. I mean, Misty Toast wasn't in a great position. He was trying to ward out Baron, and in that case, he got caught. And unfortunately, the person who got caught on the side of RMU was Caston, who's just a slippery little void monster.
I think he threw the Chum of the Waters down. I don't think he hit him because he just Rift Walked right over it.
Yep.
He was on a bad position, but yeah, you have a Rift Walk. You have a 4-second flash.
Yeah.
It does stack up on the mana, but if you use that the first 2 or 3 times, you can handle that no problem. Pinks, he's pacing that out very well. Has his Lich Bane, also has Rod of Ages stacked all the way now that it hit that a little bit past that 21-minute mark. And not to mention also has the Boots of Ionia. Lucidity Boost. Yep. Sorry about that. So actually has a little bit lower of a cooldown, and all the while that happened, Columbia College, they pick up the top lane turret, but Infernal Drake, it goes over to Robert Morris University, who with Baron-empowered minions shoving into that inner bot lane turret.
That's actually very dangerous because I think they're going to lose their inhibitor turret for this with all the empowered minions. And Hollywood, good cleanse.
Yeah, immediate cleanse from that Ashe ultimate, but still goes down Pinks with that Lich Bane. Has so much damage. RJ going to go down as well. No, RJ's going to stay alive. West Coast Carry not able to finish him off. And it looks like he is going to go on to Misty Toast, who is going to pick up the kill here. It looks like it is going to be RJ.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no, that was Misty Toast. RJ did not, but he did go down. That actually gave a kill over to West Coast Carry. Have to be careful with that one. And that is the bot lane inhibitor down. And Baron-empowered minions are in the base. They are bashing in onto the Nexus turret now.
this is such a hard spot if you're Columbia College. There's just really nothing you can do. You can try to turtle, but so many of your members are down, and you know, My Pinks is just so strong. There's not a whole lot that they can do, and I feel like this might be the last breath for Columbia College here. It's so close. Mr. Toast getting hit by that empowered Q. Just not a lot you can do about it.
Health bars are blinking, though, on Robert Morris, and they do pick up Buckzak. So Columbia College, they have a little bit of breathing room, but it is a very narrow space as they are slowly being choked out here. 2 inhibitors down. That means there are going to be 2 waves of super minions in the mid side and the bot side. There's no Baron to contest right now. No Drake to contest. That means that Robert Morris, they can regroup and just push once again.
And that's really all that's left for them to take on this map. They could rotate Chop and try to take down that second tier turret there in that top lane, but you have super minions pushing in both waves. You have your Baron up for about, I think, another minute or so. About a third of the cooldown, or about a third of the Baron buff is still available to them to use. And so we are going to see probably some pressure put in there, but honestly, they could brute force their way down to one of these lanes, or just kind of hang around and force Columbia College to dawdle a little bit while Pinks is in the bot lane split pushing.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. I mean, because that is one thing about Kassadin. Not a very good wave pusher, but he has Baron empowered minions, and he has Lich Bane. So if he gets to a turret, he can do a massive amount of damage with that Nether Blade proc very easily.
Right, and that's a lot of damage that comes out. We do see him already
he's actually
on
going to take one.
Turret.
Yeah, he's going to take one. He has minions there. That's going to leave everyone on Robert Morris University just shove in through the top side. Great strategy by Robert Morris University and Columbia College. They don't have what it takes to answer it back right now. Just a little too far behind. Baron empowerment is now off of Robert Morris University, but damage done in the base of Columbia College.
Yeah, I mean having that one Nexus turret down and then one is already full of damage, along with some Baron empowered minions, at least pushing in. Never mind, Baron's gone. Just kidding.
Yep.
So that will be there for a little bit longer, but I mean, not very long. They're going to be able to push in this last Nexus turret, maybe collapse in on this one, maybe trying to get Columbia College one last chance to fight. They do land that down onto Wolf.
Yeah, Buckzak, yeah, it doesn't even matter. The Chum of the Waters, he gets deleted anyways, so Missy Toast is going to go down. So is Wolf, West Coast carry. He got a double kill out of that one. A double kill for Mordio as well. Dean, the last one left alive for Columbia College, and that is going to be game number 2, going over to Robert Morris University, and they go on to face Maryville in the finals of the Midwest Campus Clash.
Very good game played by Columbia College. A lot of heart was shown. At the end of both of those games, they did a very good job. At the beginning of game number 2, they held their own very, very well. They made some very good decisions, but they also made a couple of unfortunate ones. Staying in that mid lane just a little bit too long was the issue there. But overall, GG well played to both of these teams.
Yeah, very much so.
And hang around. We are going to get started here very shortly with Maryville University versus Robert Morris University.
Yeah, Shades of the North final for the ULL Campus Series, so we're back at it. That's just how it works. And like I said, like Brian said, we're going to get started pretty soon. My name is Joshua Fekes Quest. I am here with Brian Brains Stark.
Oh, you were so close.
Yeah.
I believed in you. I still believe in you.
I'll get that down later. But either way, I'm here with just Brian. We'll be back in just a moment. I believe we're going to do a caster swap. Stick around and enjoy the show for whatever it is for everyone here. And if you're on stream, be right back.
last too long. I can't make it on my own steam. But it won't be long. Once in a while we're allowed to dream that we're gonna make it through the night. We're gonna journey to the light. We're gonna make it through the night. Whoa. We're gonna make it through the dark. And we're gonna find out who we are. We're gonna make it through the dark. No one can tell us who we are. We're that only love can ignite. And I'm fine with this. I wouldn't have it any other way. 'Cause we were made for this. You and me, we're gonna fly away. But we're gonna make it through